Welcome back to the Four Demons. My name is King as always. I haven't been post regularly every time I usually do. It's something that kind of gets in the way of the video making just naturally. So let's get on to it. First of all, I am promoting a new streamer on Twitch called Polo. He does a lot of different videos. He's a very good gamer. I've known him for about a year now almost. And you can check him out on Twitch. There will be a video image of his profile tag so you guys can check him out. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Today we have 4 different bumblebees. I'm not going to go into detail honestly about them. I'm just going to get to the fact that these are some of my most disliked and loved versions of Bumblebee. So to start, we all know the classic Bumblebee, okay? This is one from the original 2007 toy line. I love the car, but there's one issue with it. That right there. And you can do this 4 times. And right when you set it down, usually, just a little bit of pressure, it pops again. But that is because the mechanic for this is right here. This is actually a flip button. I've noticed this. But let's get out of it. So, pop that like that. Pop that like that. Careful when you're doing this. Back here. Tap the legs clearly. I know I have not done this in a while, so I'm a bit rusty, as you can tell. We'll flop up. That up. Sorry if you didn't see any of that. Up like so. I don't think that goes any higher. Double check there. Oh, that's a stopping point. Okay. I do not. Oh, never mind. You can rotate the hands. That's a unique feature I didn't even notice you could do. Go down here. Bring that up. Gonna rotate it. Oh. Okay. Keep it going until it's good. And there's a couple of things I've never understood about this figure, honestly. Pretty sure that chest piece is supposed to tab right there, I'm pretty sure. Well, that's not that big of a difference. Alright, so, no, I did not get this Bumblebee brand new in the box, clearly. And despite the fact that I do own a few Bumblebees here, this is one of my favorites, but also my most hated for a reason. So first of all, one reason is, yes, he's got good color, okay? He's got good insomnia, looks the part, but he's loose. That could be because mine is used. They also made his feet completely wrong, and you can see from the Bigfoot that this is beyond Bigfoot, and I don't think there's no other way to fix that, honestly. Like, that's it. Bigfoot bumblebee here. Like, so I don't ever transform him into robot mode because that would make me want to get rid of the figure. But now we're going to put him back in vehicle mode. But I will give them credit for the engineering that they had for the time to do this was quite unique to me. It still quite is. So that's that one. Put him over here to the side for now. Next one I want to bring up is from Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee. Yes, this would be the translucent plastic one. So, you can... Maybe I can get this on camera. Yeah, you can barely see my finger behind it. But, they got the symbols on the right, but this doesn't look right. The whole mid right here does not look right. Second of all, the front doesn't look right. It's actually supposed to come out and shift like other bumblebees. These don't look right on robot mode clearly, and they're just flat gray. A lot of this is just flat gray. He does stand up. I did have an issue with his head, so I super glued mine in place so I don't move no more, because his head would fall off, as in pop off, which I did not care for. So yeah. So yeah, now let's transform this very weird thing. So there's, you start off by pushing these in. We're looking at, they made the front look good in vehicle mode. That's the only reason I'm keeping this guy again. Well, the fun thing about this is it looks like they did try to add the interior. Yes, they did. Actually added the chair there. But it gets completely knocked out by the fact that you still see the parts here. But there we have it. When I first got this guy, he was brand new, so he's complete. There's no excuse for this at all. I do like how this is a gray and black. That looks good in my opinion. But the big yellow fallen language of the primes, not so much in my point of view. And then you get a spot right here that's just flat yellow to finish the look, but it doesn't work either. He's very compact. There should have been something for right here. I don't remember if this guy had a weapon or not with him. I'd have to double check. If not, I'll make a new video, but they had room, you know. Yeah, with that figure out now, we'll just move this one over here, over here. That's weird, a little weed. There we go. They do roll, surprisingly. Now we have next this bumblebee. Also not one of my favorites. I think he's just cheaply made in looking. He does feature this, which is an arm cannon that rotates. Don't sure how that'd be any use without a missile. I have no missile. I don't think it has any way to shoot a missile either. So, nope, no use. His does have this weird head gimmick where the mask slides down for Battle Bumblebee. Like, does that look right to you? Like, let me make sure I get this just right so you can see what I'm talking about. Is, oh look, I'm just covering my eyes. Peekaboo. Like, we didn't need that. The face they did alright. I'll give him credit on that. They did alright on the Bale and stuff. He got that design, but he still feels plasticky. Like, it's the colors. They're not vibrant. They don't pop. There's no outline to prove stuff that's there. You just kind of feel generic. Like, you can see right here, barely. That's supposed to be an Autobot symbol. I don't see red there at all. The only Autobot symbol I see is so tiny that my camera barely wants to pick it up. So yeah, that's a whole nother issue, but I got mine used, of course, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's actually see if I can get it better. Oh, okay. So let's just transform. Again, if I do this wrong, because I don't transform much. Now, I will admit right now, I got this guy used. I'm glad that the parts that are missing are a lot less than the ones I have seen. So there we have this guy basically where, okay, he's not bad colors. He's really not. He is very yellow. I should probably turn that down a bit. So, mine is clearly missing a few parts here. One, it's missing this side panel, missing this panel, and I'm pretty sure the feet aren't supposed to be sticking out like that. So I'm pretty sure it's missing another part that goes here and here. And it looks like it was ball jointed, so that's all right. So that's my beef with it. I don't hate it. I do respect the vehicle modes that they're doing here. But the vehicle modes make up for the lack that they do somewhat to me. Because I guess I have owned a Bumblebee from almost each generation, except for G1, which I used to before my collection came up missing my original, but I started over. So you might notice, okay, that's 3. Then who's that last one? Well, that is also a Bumblebee, clearly. This one was a gift from my aunt, and this would be my favorite one out of the Bumblebees. So I do have my complaints, though, clearly. One complaint is the paint on the head. I get that he's used, but if you look carefully enough, there is paint that is yellow on his face. That makes no sense. Third of all, I love the color scheme. I do. But where's the detail color here? Like, where is it? Where is the actual highlights to detail that this figure deserves? You made a beautiful transformer here for Bumblebee that looks evil and stuff like that, but the colors don't finish it all the way. It's got a great color scheme, don't get me wrong, but there's more they could have done. This one I did get used, so I don't know if he has weapons. Okay, that's not a big whoop to me. He is basically a repaint of the Nitro Bumblebee from Dark of the Moon, but a bit different to me, honestly. I can't explain why, because I don't have that figure anymore. That was in my original collection. I plan to get another one now eventually, but enough of this. Let's transform him. And no, this one actually did not have the Bumblebee. This Bumblebee did not have the Autobot symbol on his head, which is a whole nother strike to me in a way, because he's an Autobot. I mean, come on. Get your game together, developers. Yeah, so I'm having a bit of issues transforming them. I haven't done this in a while, as I said before. I'm thinking there's something else I'm doing wrong here, but there's a swivel, okay. Oh, that might be it. I forgot the hood goes up underneath. Duh. That was my issue. I figured it out though. That's a good thing. Now we're gonna go here and bring the front down. I'm sure Bumblebee's head's right if you want it to look good. Pull these inward legs like that. Same thing over here. Take that arm inward. Place that tire. Just like that. Fit in right nicely. And then, yeah, this Bumblebee looks good. Take some time to get used to. I do love the colors, don't get me wrong, but they changed the colors right here. There is a light yellow here, and this is a darker yellow. If they were going to try to fade that out, they should have done a better job, honestly. And the paint they used comes off very easily, I've noticed. And let me remind you, if I was to get this guy out of the box and just transfer probably once, the paint would probably get scratched off. So, with that being said, these aren't bad Transformers. They're not great though either. They have room for improvements. Clearly, we know my two favorites are these two. Well, these two are the lackeys in this point of view. So they could do a lot better, honestly, but I don't see them doing that when it comes to Bumblebee for a class of toy like this, at least, because these were all toy line tie-in, pretty much. You know, you got Bumblebee from the first one, you got Bumblebee from Revenge of the Fallen. This one is around the same time. Then this one comes from Dark or Age of Extinction. Okay, not bad, but they could have done more, in my point of view. They did good for the time and the designing, but they should have took more time to actually look at it, like they done other stuff, and give it a better budget and focus on that. Because Bumblebee is one of the most known characters, other than Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and a lot of the others, you know. And it's a shame because these Transformers deserve more. But this is what we got at this time. But I still love them as figures. Still love them, the fact that I can pretty much go online and find a Bumblebee anywhere for parts or the weapons. I do want to address the issue of people overpricing stuff like on eBay for Transformer parts. For example, each one of these are probably worth 40 to 50 bucks each. They're new in the box, okay? Mine are pretty new, not bad condition. Probably 30 or 40, okay? But to charge someone $60, okay, for each of these when they're not complete and they're missing parts and they're damaged is so outrageously dumb. If you're going to sell parts, make sure they're good parts and that the parts that people need. Nobody wants to buy a bumblebee head that you popped off a figure and think, oh, this is going to get me $10 a head or $40 or $50 just for a single head. That makes no sense. Quit it. You're being a complete scamper or scammer, whatever it's called. The point being, though, is Transformers are a toy, okay? These toys will be forgotten someday, so what you're doing to make money off them now is very disrespectful and dumb, and it shows you have no brain cells of respect for what you're trying to do. Now, if I'm buying a junk lot of Transformers, okay, and I know the value of what's in there, that's fair, okay? But the thing is, I shouldn't have to pay like $100,000 for a Transformers collection because that's outrageous. They're not worth that much, even nowadays. Some that are in the box are worth a couple hundred. Okay, fair point. But just because you got your hands on one that you think is worth money does not mean it is worth money. And that's a big issue that's been going on eBay here for quite a while with people who's overpricing their stuff. If I'm selling a box of scrap Transformers, I'm saying, okay, 5, 10, 15. And that's the ones that are out of a box of scrap that I pulled out that I do not need for my collection or I do not feel like completing for my collection. You know, if I'm selling a Transformer that's used and it's a $75 Transformer when it's complete, okay, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about making my money back that I spent on the lot. If I take a $30, $40 jump loss because I can't resell stuff from that lot, so be it. I'm not out here trying to scam people out of money and sell off my junk. These are just like us, you know. People might be like, oh, what do you mean by that? Well, here's what I mean by that. Every person's different. Every Transformer is different. Everyone has a different color. So do Transformers. Everyone has their own personality. So do Transformers. You know, a lot of people think, oh, that's weird to compare us to Transformers. Well, it's not weird if you think about it. Because there's always somebody trying to use somebody or someone fighting. Transformers wage war. We wage war. I mean, hello? Have some respect and decency, human nature, to respect the things that we all like, you know? We live in this year, in this time of age, and everyone's still fighting for nothing. But on a different note, I love how I have the Autobot symbol here. Don't know if I'm going to be able to catch it on camera. Okay, but notice there's some scratches there. Yeah. Why would you put one here and not one over here, by the way? Why would you not do that? Like, it makes no sense. And there's no actual focus on certain details on Transformers I've noticed too. Like the Insomnia, which this one actually has the logo for the brand of the car, which that's a good thing. Bumblebee, as I've said before, no Autobot symbol on him. That is vehicle mode. When Bumblebee, to my knowledge, did have small Autobot symbols right here on his car mode. Right there on both sides, if I remember correctly. So that's an issue. Here's a funny thing. This one also does not have it on the side. The stupid thing is, they actually went to the detail and wrote Camaro right here. Which is very hard to show on camera clearly because it's so small. Oh, there we go. But you'd never notice it because it's translucent plastic. So that's another issue. No Autobot symbol, but they did do the actual logo for the vehicle. So that's nice, you know. And how about next time you do Revenge of the Fallen language, you make sure you give them on the box exact translation of what these mean, so we know it's not gibberish. I don't know if it's gibberish or not. I've never researched it, but the one figure that they did the Autobot symbols on Bumblebee, my knowledge, right here, didn't put paint on there to do it. They did use the proper plastic. That's a good thing. But they all have their corks, you know? So, and they do roll somewhat if you get them just right. Clearly, I never do this one's arms right, so I always forget to actually rotate them the proper way. Which then he rolls a lot better. So, but again, that'll be all. And I hope that Hasbro eventually watches these videos and learns from it, because I think it would do some good, just like the rest of the world. But if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And remember, please stick around to the very end of the video so you can help sponsor my good friend TV Polo on Twitch. So this is my good friend TV Polo. We call him Polo. This is his Twitch information. It's Polo298445 on Twitch. So please check him out and show him support. He's a good friend of mine. Again, that name is Polo298745 on Twitch.